I'll probably only have one more month on the commission, and a lot's happened since the last meeting, so I'll just kind of let it flow. At the end of the last meeting, I was told by one of the city council members that I should leave town. Obviously, he didn't like the way I voted, but that's not the way our system of government is supposed to work. We have a system to work out these problems. We don't take this authority in our own hands. We don't try to influence other commissioners. Last time I was told to leave was back in the 60s during the Vietnam protests. That old America, love it or leave it, was countered by America, love it or change it. And that's what I've been all about, is trying to affect change in this community. And to quote Will Rogers, everything I know I read in the newspaper. And I find out one of the other council persons is surreptitiously taping phone calls of other government officials. That really troubles me, in the sense that these two council people are unelected. At most, they've had 4 votes for them. I've had the unpopular distinction of serving 5 terms on city council. And the second ward, which is definitely where things are hammered out, there's never been a shortage of people running in the second ward, and I've always had challengers. Matter of fact, one time I ran, I was the only council person challenged on the entire council. So what we have here in Eureka Springs is people not being involved in their government. And I'm always amazed at how Eureka is kind of the microcosm to the macrocosm of the nation as a whole, that conspiracy theories abound, and now they've filtered into our government. The system does work if we work at it. Government is designed to move slowly for a reason, and I'm sorry that some of our council persons are in such a hurry to get their agenda established, and that may be at our own peril. What this does is cast a pall over anybody who wanted to volunteer to serve their community. It's enough that I'm being sued for $16 million for just nits and lice. That does not encourage anybody to want to serve their community. Those things should have been run through the courts, which is what they're doing. We've had 2 of the questions answered by the Supreme Court, and we're yet to receive the verdicts on the rest. Yet we all suffer with the burden, knowing that there is the outside possibility that we can be personally sued for a ridiculous amount of money. We can't talk about this lawsuit because we are, the municipal league is who defends us in all of this, and they've told us not to talk about this, yet for some reason all of these things want to be rooted out through taping our city officials, which is really not the way that we should go about achieving our agendas. There is a process that this government has to achieve these agendas, and it is somewhat lengthy, and it does move slowly. But it is a system of government that was brought to us by hundreds and thousands of people over 150 years who have created the laws of this community that govern us. And that's where we should be focusing on our efforts, because that's how the system is meant to be working. And it's an affront to the people who volunteer to serve their communities that they are being recorded without their knowledge. That's not something I'm proud of, and that's why I really have no trepidations about not serving another term on this board. I've been on here 12 years. I think I've earned the right to say what I'm saying right now. 1995, the headline of the Wall Street Journal was Eureka Springs, Arkansas, where you could file a lawsuit or see a 70-foot statue of Jesus. Well, if anybody's been here over 30 years, they know what it was like. Bo, you know what it was like. I remember the statewide picture of you with your back with Bob Purvis, because it was pretty much out-and-out warfare. The right has left the field, and now the left is fighting amongst themselves. I assume that's the left represented by these taped phone calls. I really don't know what their politics are all about, but I really don't like that. That's an underhanded thing to do. I don't know how this community is going to make it without the volunteers to step up. I can only hope that there's enough people that have a spirited civic duty in this community that do want to serve. It tends to be a thankless job, but when I think about the sacrifices made by people who gave their lives for this country so that we could be ensured to calmly sit here and discuss politics and events, it pales in comparison to what sacrifices have been made for this country. A lot of sacrifices have been made for this system of government. I just wish people would abide by the rules and regulations that we have that govern us and not get outside of the lines and feel that their agenda is more important than the agenda of the city as a whole. We have an election coming up in November. I encourage people to participate in this government because we might get what we have right now. And I'm not happy with what we have right now. I think it's an affront on the dignity of this commission. I think it casts a pall on anybody in this community that wants to volunteer. And I will continue to serve my community as best I can, and I hope that others will step forward. Thank you very much.